Hello everyone. The topic which we are doing, it's a derivation, and in this we are supposed to derive an expression for the electric field intensity due to a infinitely long straight wire of linear charge density lambda coulomb per meter. So in this one we will apply the Gauss theorem, and with the help of the Gauss theorem we will find out the value of net electric field intensity due to a infinitely long wire. Now what do we have to do? Firstly, we will place any of infinitely long wire, and we will give a positive charge to this wire. When we will give a positive charge to this wire, then all the positive charge, due to this positive charge, the value of the electric field, as positive charge, the value of the electric field always it is in the outward direction. So you can see over here that the value of the electric field, it is in the outward direction. So the value of electric field, it is in the outward direction, you can see over here. Now as you have seen that the value of the electric field, it is in the outward direction, this was the direction of the electric field. Now about the surface, here the value of the surface, it is in this direction. The value of the surface, it is in the same direction as the electric field, and value of surface, it is in this direction. Now if you see the angle between any of a electric field and any of a surface, if you will find out the value of angle over here, you can see that this one is 90 degree, over here this one is 0 degree, and over here this one is again 90 degree. So dear student, again you can make this diagram like this. If you want to make by yourself, you can give a positive charge over here, and then due to this positive charge, all the charges, it will be in around this long wire, or infinitely long straight long conductor. So this will be in this form, this, and over here it will be in a cylindrical form. Now when you will find that the value of the electric field, so the electric field, it will be over here in this direction, it will be over here in this direction, and again over here in this direction. It means that you have further divided this one into three part. So this one is the first part over here, then this one is the second part, and this one is the third part. So you can see that over here, if you will see the value of the surface will be in the downward direction, so it is making angle of 90 degree. Here the surface, this surface, it is also in the same direction, so it is making an angle of 0 degree. Here the surface, it is making an angle of 90 degree. So in case of the first one, the value of angle is 90 degree. In case of the second one, the value of angle is 0. In case of the third one, the value of angle, it is equal to 90 degree. So we can see over here, consider a thin infinitely long straight wire, the uniform linear charge density lambda coulomb per meter. By symmetry, the electric field of the line charges is distributed radially outward, and the magnitude, it is same at all the points. It is equidistant from the line charges. To determine the value of the field at a distance r from the line charges, we choose the cylindrical Gaussian surface. This one is the cylindrical Gaussian surface of radius small r, length cap small l, with the axis of along the line charges. This was the axis along the line charges. It has a curved surface S1, flat curves circular surface S2 and S3. So this one is S1, this curved surface, S3 curved surface, and this one is S1, S2 and S3. And we know that S1 is parallel to E, S2 is perpendicular, S3 is also perpendicular. So this one is parallel, perpendicular. You can say that it is making an angle of 0 degree, 90 degree, and 90 degree. Now according to the Gauss theorem, if you will see the Gauss theorem, you can say that closed integral of E dot ds, it is equal to q upon epsilon naught. Okay, so when you will change this vector form, so it will be converted in this form. This will be E ds into cos theta, it is equal to q upon epsilon naught. So use this formula for 3 times: E dot ds of cos theta, E dot ds of cos theta, and E dot ds of cos theta. Now in case of the cos theta, you will say that in case of the first equation, in case of the second equation, in case of the third equation, in case of the first one, the angle, it is equal to 90 degree. In case of the second one, the angle, it is equal to 0 degree, and in case of the third one, the angle, it is equal to 90 degree. So you can see over here that the three angle we have put it, the first one as 90, second one as 0, and the third one, it is at 90. So first one important, that one is 90, second one 0, and the third one again it is 90. So you can see over here that it is written as, this one is written as E dot ds, E dot ds of first one, E dot ds of second one, E dot ds of third one. E dot ds of first one, the angle over here, that one is 0 degree, so E dot ds of cos 0. Over here the E dot ds of cos 90, over here again E dot ds of cos 90. So you can see that the value of the cos 90, it is equivalent to 0. So the value of the cos 90 it is equivalent to 0. So we have only one value, which is this one, cos 0. So we have only this much, this and this, it is 0. The value it is given as 0. So we have only one, that one is E ds of cos 0. So we have this one, E ds of cos 0, it is equal to q upon epsilon naught integration of this one. Now in case of this one, when you will do integration of this one, so we will write down this one, E integration of ds cos 0 is 1, it is equal to q upon epsilon naught. Now okay, after this one, when we solve this, so you can see over here, after solving this one, we have E into, when you solve this one, E into the closed integral of ds, this it can be written as E into closed integral of integral of ds. If you don't want to write closed integral, you can write down this one as integral. So E into integral of ds is equal to q upon epsilon naught. It is equal to q upon epsilon naught. Now the value of ds means this whole surface area of this one. You have to find out the total curved surface area of this one. So you will write down this one as E into, in place of this ds, you will write down this one as 2 pi rl. 2 pi rl, it is equal to q upon epsilon naught. So up to here you can see that we have integrated the value of ds, surface area. So over here, so from here you can see that it is E into 2 pi rl, it is equal to q upon epsilon naught. So we will write down this one as E into 2 pi rl, it is equal to q upon epsilon naught. Now again, due to the surface charge, as the surface charge density is there, so we have lambda, it is equal to q upon l. As we know that the value of the lambda, it is equal to q upon l, so the value of q, it is equal to lambda into l. So we'll write down this one as E dot 2 pi rl, it is equal to lambda into l upon epsilon naught. So l and l, it will get cancelled, and you will get the new value from here, and the value will be equivalent to, E, it is equal to lambda upon 2 pi r epsilon naught. So dear student, you can see over here that the total answer which you will get from here, it is equivalent to, this one is equivalent to E into 2 pi r l, it is equal to lambda l upon epsilon naught. So the value of E, it is equal to lambda upon 2 pi epsilon into r. Thus the electric field of a line charge is inversely proportional to the distance from the line charges. Thank you.